Welcome to my Esther YouTube channel, where I use the space to encourage people to be the best version of themselves. That means doing all that's necessary to be in a great space mentally, spiritually, physically, being your best self. As we're in this season of gratitude, I just wanted to take the time to reflect on the information that I've been sharing over this year. I think I made a concerted effort to share some concepts from my book. And if you look at my Instagram page, you'll see some of the concepts that I've shared starting earlier this year. And the first couple of things I shared was loving yourself, love God, love others, serve yourself, serve God, and serve others. I think those are the three concepts that if we all did that, we would be in a better place. Loving yourself, serving yourself means you're going to do everything that's necessary to be the best version of yourself every day. You are going to be working on yourself, doing things to be better. You are doing what's good, what's right, and what's best for you. You are connecting with the higher being, with God, when I say love God. So it doesn't matter what religion you practice, you are going to love God. You know that there has to be a God. Like when I think about how this world operates, how the earth, just the earth, this one little speck in the universe, in the galaxy, how it operates in season, on time, no question, no doubt. How our body was created, all the systems that work together, all the intricacies of it. Like there has to be a God. And so understanding that there is a higher force out there, connecting with that force and realizing that we're all connected to the source. So we just need to love each other just as how we love ourselves. And then how do you serve others? If you are in a position, how do you find opportunities to try to make this world a better place? Find your purpose, whatever it is. We all have our own uniqueness, our gift that we were given. And so, how do you bring that out? And so, my Arada framework is just a tool that can help you get those things out, get to those results. So whatever it is that you want to do, any desire, any goal, start off with acknowledging where you are. That's the acceptance phase. Reflecting, becoming aware, then making a decision, taking action, taking small steps, and then getting to your results. The other concept in my book is the whole idea of death and loss. So I haven't really touched on that. And next year, it's my intention to delve into that whole concept of how do you really and truly use death to motivate you? How did I do it? Right? So I lost my 18-year-old grandnephew, Giovanni Cox, at the end of 2020 in a car accident. And so, how do you, if you've lost a loved one, how do you get over it? So, writing the book, sharing it with others, I hear the stories. I hear people's feedback from the book, and I hear people's stories about how they're dealing with loss and how it's difficult for them. And so, I'm going to create some opportunities to engage and have more discussions surrounding the whole concept of how do you use death, loss, challenges to motivate you to be the best version of yourself, to motivate you to take action. So, there are other things that I went through. A divorce. I was overweight. I had bad credit. For some reason, Esther Lures found herself in a place where my credit got messed up, was in major debt, and just like I was at rock bottom. In Jamaica, we say there rock bottom. That's where I was. And so being in this space now, at that point, I could not identify and acknowledge that God was working on me and he's still preparing me for something. bigger and better. And so you have to realize that things happen for a reason, right? And so you have to learn the lessons, learn what you can learn. And I'm smiling at myself because the last couple of videos that I've done, I realized that I say the word right so many times and I don't know where that came from. And so I told myself I'm not going to say it, but I just heard it right now. And so that's why I paused. Anyways, my errata framework. Get into a place, connecting with yourself, connecting with God, serving others, and taking action. And so there is an actual process of overcoming grief. And I didn't even realize that. I didn't even understand that when I wrote the book. But once you've passed that phase of overcoming the grief, what do you do next? And so you have to create some type of meaningful outcome for your life based on what you know God put in you to do. What is your purpose? And you can also base it on the person that you lost, right? What were the things that they stood for? What were some things that they were aspiring to become? And so using the loss to motivate you to take action, because at the end of the day, we know that we too are going to die. And if we're going to die, what is the legacy that we're leaving? How are we impacting and making changes and making the world a better place while we're here? 2025, I'm going to go more in depth in the whole concept of how to use debt to motivate you. So hopefully you got an idea of just the basics of using the framework just to take action on things, on anything that you want to do. Take action. In this season of gratefulness, I also wanted to ask, what are you grateful for? What are the things that you're grateful for? And don't say nothing, because I can think of just one thing, like you're alive. If you are watching this video, you are alive. And so you can be grateful for that. It doesn't matter if you don't have enough money or you don't have family, you are alive and you have the opportunity that your loved ones don't have. And so think about it. Think of 3 things that you're grateful for and just meditate on that for a minute. And so I am grateful for so many things. Number 1, just this person that I have become, or that I am becoming. The person that I was 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago is not this Esther that you see. And if you know me, you probably see me transition and transform and just becoming. I am this person that's always trying and doing. I'm an educator. I'm an adjunct professor. I am a commissioner on the City of Newark Caribbean Commission. I am the mother of 2 amazing children. I'm an author, publisher, right? Not just an author. Like, I actually write the book, design the book, publish the book, everything myself. So a lot of times people say, you know, what is your niche? What is that one thing that you stand for? And that's where I get stuck over the years, because I am this multifaceted person. I can do it all, and not just, not the, what they call it, jack of all trades and not master of none. Like I master a lot of things. And so, yeah, so I can do the flyers, I can do the videos, I can teach, I can speak, So sometimes being that person that can do it all, like, you sometimes doubt yourself still. Over the years, I've had that imposter syndrome that people talk about. graduated from Columbia University. And, when I graduated, I'm like that was easy. Like people talk about Ivy League all this, all the time, but it wasn't hard. What are you grateful for? Find the things that you're grateful for. I am grateful for myself. I'm grateful that I have a great connection with God. I'm grateful that my family and friends are okay. And I'm grateful that my mother is doing much better. You know, we would love for her to immediately go back to how she was before she had her stroke, but she's doing much better. And I'm so grateful that I get to show up for her and be here for her. It's been over a month since that happened. I was in the middle of teaching a class at NJIT, and, got a call, and I, just had to do what I needed to do and be there for her ever since. And so that's going to take me to my next topic of resting. So after you've gone through the Arada framework and you've gotten to your results, and even while you're taking action, you must find opportunities to rest. While taking action, find opportunity to rest. Once you get to your result, take a time to rest. And resting just means taking a time to relax, taking a time to breathe, just even some deep breaths, right? Taking a time to slow down, to recoup, to reevaluate what you're doing, to enjoy the weather, be with your family, take the time to take vacation. So whatever it is, however relaxing and resting means for you, you need to do it. Because I figured out yesterday that at the end of the day, like you probably experience this, you run yourself ragged, and then you just get sick. Like you get a cold, you get a fever, and then you just have to just sit down and can't do anything. The other day I sat in my mom's rehab room, and I'm looking at her and I'm like, oh my gosh, this makes complete sense. She has worked hard all of her life from a teenager up to now in her 80s. And I'm like, God is giving her the rest that she never took. And we never want to see our loved ones in those, positions of being helpless or hurting, right? We want them to be up and happy and cheery and, moving around. But I'm like, she is getting the rest that she deserves. Like she is a woman of God, a woman who loves people, who cares for others. She's always working, took care of all, most of her grandkids. Love God. When I say I love God, like she loved God, I can't say that enough. She loved God. She loved Jesus. She loved Mary. I won't tell you some of the ways that she expressed that, but she loved God. And the morning after, I left the hospital. I think it was like 2:30 in the morning, and that morning I prayed to God. I was in tears and praying, and I'm like, God, just please let my mom get through this. If anybody deserves a miracle, it's her, right? Not because she's my mother, but because she just loves God so much. And I am at this place right now. And I mentioned in my last video, like some people don't celebrate Thanksgiving, and that's fine. But just taking the time to be grateful and acknowledging the people in your life, if you don't normally do it, just take the time to acknowledge and be around them, be around your loved ones. And so I am grateful that she's still here, right? She could have passed a month and so many weeks ago, but she's still here. And so I'm thankful that God answered my prayers. And so if God decides to take her at any point, I'll be okay, because He gave me additional days. He gave my family additional days to be with her. And it's an amazing experience when I'm there and she says certain things. It's like, oh man, that's like priceless to hear her talk. And she's still praying and still talking about Jesus, and calling people love. Yes, my dear. And God is good, and God, so it's great too. So I'm grateful for my mother, and grateful for my family and friends and everyone who's in my life that has impacted me and poured into me and showed me love and grace. And even if I don't speak to you, I appreciate you and I wish you well. So rest. The next thing I want to say is, as you are traveling, just be mindful, be careful. As you know, my grandnephew passed away in a car accident at the end of 2020, Giovanni Cox. As you're driving, just be mindful and be careful, right? This was a single car accident that happened, and our family experienced a different type of loss that we've never encountered before. And so it was one of the reasons that propelled me to write my book based on that topic. And I was driving on 78 the other day and I saw an accident. I didn't even look. I just, immediately just started to pray and worship. And, this thing came to me that even the worst people among us deserve to get home. Even the worst people among us, their family deserves for them to get home. And so sometimes it's just negligence, or, people not paying attention, and that cause certain things, or somebody might get ill and, just get out of control, or we don't know some of these accidents that happen. So just be mindful as you are traveling this holiday season. You can be the best driver, but there's somebody else who can create a situation that cause problems. So try to be safe as you go along. Continue to be good to others. So my book, My Ultimate Self, How Debt Became My Motivator. In the back of it, as an educator, I place some worksheets in there. So one of them is, write the name of your loved one and describe how they were, or how and when did you experience the first time you experienced loss, and how did that make you feel? So I have about, I don't remember. I don't remember how many exercises in there, but there are quite a few. So if you get my book and you've lost a loved one, so holiday season, it's, that time when we remember that people are not here anymore years after, right? People keep counting the years that their loved ones have gone. And so it's not too late if you want to just take a moment to reflect on them. I guess the other thing that I would say is, I am promoting the book. I have not done a book launch, and I'm probably going to wait until I'm going to write another book or something. I'm going to do something else related to this. But yeah, the book is $18. The link is on my website. It's on Amazon and Instagram. I do not need your $18. It's useful, and it's $18 because it's a special number. It's my birth number. It's my grandnephew's birth number. That's the date that he died on. And he was 18 years old. So that's how the book got the cost of $18. I have been blessed to be able to help others in many different ways. I don't put it out there, but I like my dad, Elder Birch, just given. So I find opportunities to help others who need help. So thank you for taking the time to watch. Enjoy your Thanksgiving season. Remember, as you complete the Arada framework, which I mentioned before, take some time to rest. I had to take some time to rest the other day after running, and came to the conclusion that we all at some point will experience this equal sum of polarities, right? You have to get an equal sum of being active, resting, like night, like day, like hot, cold, love, hurt. I just came to that conclusion. Follow my Instagram, my other social media platforms at Esther Lures. I am on most of the platforms as Esther Lures. TikTok, Twitter, not as active on Twitter these days, but Instagram, recently on TikTok, Facebook, as well as LinkedIn as Esther Lures. And if you want to, you can also go to my website, estherlures.com. You'll see a little bit about me. I am in the process of redesigning my website, but yeah, you can check it out as well. So have a great and wonderful Thanksgiving season. I think that was everything that I wanted to say. Be blessed, be well, continue to be your ultimate self. Take some time to rest, take some time to be grateful, take some time to love each other, and be your ultimate self.